41 years ago to have done that. And we've had lots of wars since, but to be involved in it, it was, what a proud moment in history.
When the Grenfell Towers burnt, they had something like 80 patients with 4 or 5 major trauma centres in London to look after them. We had 168 patients with 41 nurses, or a maximum of 100 medical staff.
We really had to work extremely quickly and make extremely, sometimes very difficult and challenging clinical decisions in a very short time, that it was obvious to us all that would affect our patients for the rest of their lives.
The memories of the Falklands conflict for those who served on board Her Majesty's Hospital Ship Uganda are still strong, 41 years on.
The one which really stands out for me is on the 9th of June 1982, which when, unfortunately, RFAs Sir Galahad and Sir Tristram were bombed by the Argentinians. In the spell of 2 hours, we had 179 casualties admitted to the hospital ship.
Incidents like Galahad and Tristram will always come to mind, but for me some of the almost softer issues always come back to mind. Like, I worked on CV ward and we had many of the Argentinian casualties on board, and some of them, especially at night, were absolutely terrified because they'd been told by their senior officers what would happen to them if they were taken by the British. I remember 2 in particular had been told that if the British took them prisoner that we would cook them and eat them.
It was only the most seriously injured troops that were taken to the ship for treatment, and the medics who were on board say circumstances meant the equipment was inadequate.
It was never imagined that we would ever need a hospital ship again after Suez. Suez had been the last hospital ship. And so it was also not helped by Canberra being designated the hospital ship, but had to be decommissioned as the hospital ship because it broke the Geneva Convention by taking soldiers down to the South Atlantic. So we had the reserve equipment, which was not up to standard.
Despite that, over 2 months, medics on the Uganda performed more than 500 operations.
The bombing of the Sir Galahad was certainly a memorable day. It was a very long day. We all worked 14, 15, 16 hours that day. We just didn't stop. Helicopter after helicopter came in, patient after patient. Some were walking, some were on stretchers.
It was the burns that was the most horrific side of it. Of course, the patients, the lads that had lost limbs and things as well was traumatic.
While it was a testing experience, at a reunion 41 years on, the time on board is being remembered for the successes they achieved. Claire Sadler for Cis News, Swindon. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.